Hi, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Story Reckless. I, as always, am Nathan. I will be your DM. I use he, him pronouns, and like to quickly introduce our other two players. We'll start with Claire.
It's nice to know that you are consistently Nathan.
I
was also going to comment on that. You don't know, people change their names. I've done it like 3 times.
Yeah, there's lots of things that could happen. But yeah, for tonight, I'm Nathan. Sorry.
Okay, I'm Claire tonight and most nights. My pronouns are they, them.
And I am Olive. My pronouns are they, she. And thanks for being patient with us as we started late. I have Crohn's disease, and sometimes that means I get bad tummy aches, among other things. And you just gotta sit with them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are here playing D&D, and we will jump back in to our story for the night. So, last time on Story Reckless, as our adventurers delve deeper within this mansion, this mysterious mansion, they find themselves trapped within. They finally read the little note in the library. And it turns out this mansion belongs to some mage named Fistandia, who apparently, as a small game, has hidden books around the mansion with single letters on them that will, if put together in the right order, spell out the command word to let them leave this place. Our heroes met some residents of the mansion who have apparently been here for quite some time. They met 2 homunculi named Cumin and Coriander. They met another cat by the name of... I know the actual name. Yes, I know. But there was the Sylvan name of Carrageen, which, yes, translates to liver shrub. Thank you, chat. They also met 2 fairy dragons that were just very rambunctious tricksters.
They were mean.
Very mean, yes. Mean little rude fairy dragons. And they pestered Lovelace mercilessly, but eventually revealed themselves to Quidam. They decided to sit down for dinner for the evening, as since Cumin and Coriander were so anxious to serve them, and this is when Lovelace bumped into one chair in the room. There were 6 at the table and 1 odd one in the corner, and the one that Lovelace happened to bump into was a mimic.
Oopsies.
The mimic proceeded to try to devour its new meal.
That's me!
While this fight broke out. And you managed to get to the end of it with Lovelace unconscious, and tragically, as Cumin and Coriander flew in to help out their new guests, Cumin was struck by the mimic, being shattered into dust on the wall. And with that, we will go back to our players as the silence permeates the room after the battle has ended. Lovelace slumped over unconscious, her arm half devoured by this mimic, and dust hanging in the air. So, I will open it up to the players now.
I will immediately rush over to Lovelace. I don't even need to move. That's great. Excellent. And drop down to my knees. All right, sweetheart. I'm gonna try and very gently, either pry open the jaws of the mimic, or if it's slack jawed, just kind of carefully remove her arm.
Yeah, you reach down and have to kind of grip your fingers underneath these series of rows of teeth that have just sprouted from the top of the chair. And when you place your hand on it, you feel it kind of adhere to the chair itself. And there's this horrible viscous, almost mucus across the entire surface of this creature that's trying to stick you to it. But it is quite slack jaw, and you're able to easily pry it open and pull Lovelace's arm out, which has severe lacerations on it and burns all along the forearm.
All right. I'll take out my healer's kit because that's what I've got at the moment, and start cleaning her up.
Okay. Does the healer's kit do anything besides stabilize?
Uh,
I think you have to have a feat, right, in order to actually.
You have to have a feat in order to heal. Can I? I'm trying to remember if I can like bring someone back to consciousness to 1.
Yeah.
I know the feat is like actually rolling dice to heal.
Yeah, I'm not sure. While you look that up, though, and you are bandaging Lovelace up, pouring, probably rubbing salves into her arm, whatever you can to help with these wounds. You hear the fluttering of wings as Coriander flies over your head and goes to the corner and gently lands on the carpet, looking down at what remains of these little bits and pieces of clay. And he just starts gathering up the little pieces into his arm. Irony looks over quietly. Go ahead, Lovelace.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, thank you. We heard some noises in here the other night, but we didn't think anything of it.
Is there anything that we can do, either for you or for Kumin?
No. Only Fistandia would be able to bring him back. And we haven't seen her in I don't know how long.
Did she say where she went? Or when she was coming back?
No, she would come and go as she pleased. It was quite frequently, actually. Just one day, never returned. He gathers up the remaining pieces. Excuse me.
Of course.
And he will fly into the kitchen with what pieces he has in his arms, disappearing into the other room. Quidam, did you find out if the healer's kit brings them to consciousness?
I am not seeing anything.
Okay. Yeah,
in any direction.
I think pretty confident that just base healer's kit just stabilizes a creature that is still suffering from death save.
So yeah, I can stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points without needing to make a medicine check.
There we go.
That's all it does.
Okay,
well, I'm using my healer's kit to start bandaging her up.
Yeah, so you start to bandage Lovelace up. Irony will come over to you. He's also looking really, really hurt. You can see he has big gouges in his forearms, and his hands are red and puffy from whatever acidic substance was inside that mouth that his hands got pulled into.
You're next.
Oh,
I say to him.
Is there anything I can do to help Lovelace? I'm not a cleric or a
No,
doctor.
that's all right. I think we just need to let her rest.
Okay. Yes. Very well.
Would you be able to go? Well, no, stay here. Actually, I don't want you touching anything else with the way your hands are. And I'll finish up Lovelace and then go to his arms.
Okay. Yeah. And you take some time bandaging him up, and after a bit of time of this, everything's patched up as best as you can do with, what supplies you have. And I Man, so this hasn't happened in I don't even know how long. When someone goes unconscious, I think that you have to roll to see how long they stay unconscious for, but I think to keep the story moving, we'll just say that you're probably going to be out for an hour. Um, and we'll just keep it at that. So, in the meantime, Quidam, uh, what are you gonna do with with your unconscious companion inside this mansion? What would you like to do?
Well, make sure that Lovelace is in the recovery position.
Okay.
And is there a tablecloth?
Um.
It's kind of hard to tell from the picture.
No,
No.
it's just a beautiful hardwood table, which is now has silverware just everywhere. You can see gouge marks in the wood. Yeah, the room's kind of trashed. But yeah, they really the only other things in here besides the chairs and the table, it's just all that silverware that is now strewn about the room.
All right.
It does look really nice, the silverware.
I note that. I'm gonna go into the kitchen and see if I can find coriander.
Yeah. Stepping into the kitchen, you see the two cats are in the corner, just kind of staring in the direction of the dining room, wide-eyed, looking a bit nervous. And you can
It's all right now, I tell the cats. If you want to go say hi to Lovelace, I'm sure she'd appreciate waking up with a warm purring body on her. I know I don't speak cat, but I thought I might as well tell you all.
They kind of patter towards you and start weaving between your legs. And Gutweed kind of looks out the door towards the dining room. And then patters out into the area and goes up to Lovelace. Liver Shrub just kind of is rubbing their back on your legs, looking up at you.
All right. I'll pick Liver Shrub up.
They immediately go and they latch onto your arm.
Okay.
Liver Shrub is the sharp one.
And then they
Dump the cat
down on the ground. And they flop on their belly.
No.
You can hear some very faint, like, sobbing coming from the pantry.
I'll knock on the door.
The door is ajar, so you knock on it.
I'll knock on it anyway.
And you hear, hey, yes?
It's me.
I'll be out in one moment. The soup is almost ready. Just one moment, please.
Well, I wanted to check in with you about that, actually. I can take over the soup.
Oh, no. Please, I'm here for you. Just give me a moment.
and you kind of hear some clanking in the pantry.
I'll head back.
Okay. Going back into the dining room, you can see that Gutweed has curled up on top of Lovelace, just kind of purring, their eyes closed.
Yeah. Well, Irony, I am disinclined to leave this room for rather a while.
Yeah, it seems like, I guess we're safe. We disposed of the thing that was in here. Why don't you just stay with Lovelace, and I will keep an eye the door over there. Make sure nothing comes down the hall.
All right. And over the next little while, I'll start straightening the room as best I can.
Okay. As you are straightening the room up, you do find there are what appear to be, well, 6 sets of this silverware. If you start, you can set the table, whatever you want to do with it. And after probably 5 to 10 minutes, Coriander comes fluttering in with a big bowl of soup and kind of sets it down, and then flutters back into the kitchen and comes back with another bowl, sets it down, and eventually comes back with a third one, and kind of looks at it, looks over towards Lovelace.
When she's awake.
When she's awake.
Um,
Thank you very much for this.
oh yes. It feels good to keep busy.
I'm glad.
I'll bring out some bread as well.
Thank you.
Flies out. So, you, Quidam, if you so choose to, can take another short rest in this hour's time. Yeah. As you were waiting for Lovelace, enjoying your soup.
Is the cleric. Short rests mean nothing.
Yep. And yeah. If you don't mind while waiting there. Well, what do you do while you're waiting there?
Well, I
An hour.
eat dinner
Yep.
because I'm hungry, and there's no point in not eating food when you're hungry.
Yeah. And while you eat, Irony does sit down for a moment, eats his soup, and then he stands after finishing and goes back to the door and just has it slightly ajar and is just kind of leaning against the wall, keeping an eye on the hallway. I'll have him do a perception check while you're waiting for Lovelace. But as you sit in the now somewhat eerie silence, just hearing Coriander in the kitchen tidying up, while Gutweed rests atop Lovelace's unconscious body, time begins to pass. And after an hour, nothing happens. At the end of this hour, Lovelace, you start to come to, and you feel this low, vibrating purr on your... Let's see if you're in the recovery position. It's probably like... Yeah, do you have an idea?
Yeah, so Lovelace does not wake up quietly here. So
Okay.
as soon as like probably even before like her conscious mind is like awake, like her body just like jolts up. She's like opens her eyes, like eyes are wide, like there's kind of like a little bit of maybe like foam at her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like scrambles up, and if there's any chairs
Yeah.
around,
Yeah. I'm
I'm
assuming...
gonna just like mule kick the closest chair and be like, oh, oh.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Quidam probably set the room up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I'm sitting in a chair next to her.
I'm gonna kick the nearest like empty chair, I guess,
So as you
as hard as I can.
as you scramble up and Gutweed just jumps off onto the floor and you and then
Buddy.
kick it. Make a strength athletics check for me. I just want to see how powerful of a kick this is. This will be when you roll the 1, right? Oh, you're muted. What'd you get?
5 plus 5 is 10.
That's plenty. You're kicking a chair and you kick it, and its leg just kind of snaps and it falls to one side. As Lovelace is now standing there, Irony kind of,
Oh. Oh,
What's going on?
we're safe for the moment. Welcome back.
What have you done with the body of this thing?
I have dragged it back into the corner from which it came.
So it's just like resting in the corner over here.
Yep.
You just see this limp mass, still somewhat chair form.
Focus on it, just watching it. It's dead?
Yep. Hasn't moved the last hour and a half.
It's been an hour and you've checked the others.
I have. Cumin's in pieces. Coriander took them back to the kitchen and said that Fistandia could fix them, but also seemed pretty upset. So I've been letting them do what feels good.
Is anybody else hurt? Quidam, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm shaken. I will admit I am shaken, but physically I'm just fine. And Irony's, well, you can see his forearms.
Those are quite the battle scar. How did you get them? What happened?
Well, I reached out to, I know a bit of magic. I can create, and you see this kind of bolts of electricity arcing between his fingers. It's really all I know, and I have to touch the creature. So, when I touched it, the chair's cushion opened up into a mouth and pulled my arms in.
But he was very brave.
You reached into that thing.
Not on purpose. But yes, I did shock it from the inside. It was really weird seeing my silhouette of my own arms through the flesh of another creature.
I've perhaps misjudged you.
Oh,
Irony. Thank you for your assistance. Oh, and like at that, like Lovelace like then like relaxes or just like starts to like the muscles kind of like let go like in like one muscle group at a time.
yeah.
And she just kind of like very consciously like goes through. It's like relax this elbow, relax this arm. Just drops her shoulders.
Do you do the horse sit thing, or are you still like standing there just going into a
Probably
relaxed
like
state?
the little like tucked up thing.
Uh-huh. Kind of kneeling down.
Yeah, more like a crouching deer
Mhm.
or a goat than like a horse sitting on its butt. I don't know how horses sit. I don't know.
There's lukewarm soup. It's superb. And fresh bread, butter, if you want dinner.
That would be. I'm famished. Yes, please.
Here. I gesture to the open place at the table.
The freshly open.
Also,
Freshly opened.
oh, superb! Oh my.
It is
No!
superb.
You, Lieutenant Crashdown, you in operation should talk. Anyways.
Okay, yeah, I'm down to just like eat some food. Calm down.
Okay. Yeah. The soup is very good. It is cold at this point. And the bread as well is cold, but it's still quite warm, or quite soft, and it feels pretty fresh. But yeah, you can definitely do that. What would the two of you like to do as you're in this room? Are you gonna hang out here for a while? Like, what's the plan?
What's the plan?
I've been thinking about that. It's getting pretty far on into the evening, although I kind of look out the windows up at the, I assume, still swirling cyan and blue and
Yes.
purple sky.
And actually, that is a good point. Probably at the end of that period, just before Lovelace wakes up, I believe you watch as those glowing orbs producing the sunlight just and fade and go dark. Now this room is just lit by the oil lamps within, contrasted with the purplish blue light coming through the windows, creating that strange pattern of refractive light in the room.
So, yeah, it seems to be heading on towards night. I am disinclined to leave, well, the kitchen, and the arboretum, frankly, until we are in better shape.
I'm inclined to agree. We can barricade these doors. Is Coriander in here, or is Coriander...
Coriander's in the kitchen.
Do you know if... I hate to ask more of him, but do you know if he sleeps? You could perhaps keep watch. I don't like the thought of this invisible creature.
Yeah. I don't know. We can ask. We also might ask the little dragons.
I would not trust them to keep a full night's watch.
Fair. I was thinking about explaining something about a game of hide and seek with a demon that might be fun.
It's worth a shot, but I wouldn't trust them to keep up at it for more than a few minutes.
You might be right. I just think they're charming.
That makes one of us.
That's fair. That's fair. We don't need to involve them if you don't want to.
Perhaps tomorrow. They could help us in the search.
All right.
But anything that requires sustained attention, absolutely not.
I will gather up our dishes and deliver them into the kitchen.
Okay.
And Coriander.
Oh, thank you.
She starts taking the dishes. Starts washing them.
Would you mind terribly if we stayed in the dining room tonight?
Oh, no, of course.
All right.
Do you need anything else? Perhaps a nightcap?
No, thank you. We've got bedding of our own, so we don't need to worry about that.
Very well.
Also, we are only 2 people, and we need sleep. We're 3 people, and we need sleep.
Yes, that's generally how it goes, for creatures such as yourselves.
Right, and, well, would you be willing to just keep an ear out for maybe a couple of hours so that we all can get a decent night's sleep and trade off watches? It would be very kind to you if you'd be willing to keep an ear and an eye out for anything. Well, there's an invisible demon running around here, and we're just not terribly excited about it.
That's, this place is just falling apart around me. Okay. Where did it come from?
So we didn't actually read the note that Festandia left until after we'd been down the secret door, or been down the secret passageway.
Right.
So we found a summoning room with a circle in it that we assume the demon came out of there.
Yes, Festandia did go down, and I'd never really been in there myself, but I know that she didn't like guests knowing about that place, and
that's fair.
That's
I have questions and concerns, having seen it myself.
Right. Well, yes. Of course. You and your companions, you may sleep in the kitchen. I would say there is a bedroom upstairs, but if...
Doubtless.
Yeah.
We don't want to take any more risks.
Very well. You may stay in the dining room, and yes, I will keep my eyes open and out for whatever may be roaming these halls while you sleep.
Thank you. Only a couple of hours. We're happy to take watch ourselves.
Oh, well, I don't really sleep, so it's not a trouble.
All right. Do something for yourself, too, all right?
Oh, well, I am right now, helping all of you.
It's very helpful, and I deeply appreciate it.
All right. Well, yes, I'll come in there. Just let me finish the dishes, and I'll be in there in just a moment.
Of course, take your time. I'll head back in.
Starts
And
washing.
I think Lovelace is barricading the doors
Okay.
to the hallway from the dining room and in the one into the kitchen.
Okay. How are you barricading them? Just to.
I think chairs.
Yeah.
I think I give them a good poke from a safe distance.
Okay. Yeah. You cautiously going about
Oh,
poking.
wait.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I like break them and like make some kind of like bar like situation?
Yeah. I mean, there's not really unless you have like
Yeah.
hammer and nails,
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
there's
guess
no
I
like.
just I gotta prop them, do
Yeah,
the plastic like chair propping thing.
Got it. Okay.
But like
yeah.
I take like a lot of pleasure in just like crunching them in.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so as you are barricading the room and Coriander finishes up the
chair.
dishes, he
I think
eventually
I come
comes.
back in and
Yeah.
wince a little bit to see the destruction, but don't say anything.
And eventually Coriander comes fluttering into the room, looks at the room,
Oh,
and then flutters up into a corner and just perches. Doesn't really have anywhere to perch. He'll go perch on the windowsill and look towards the door, while you, Lovelace, set up the final chair, barricading the room.
Well, if he's gonna be in here with us, I'll actually just like barricade the two doors in the dining room, I think,
Okay, cool.
instead of trying to do something out there. Also, I do a sweep of it with the demon gall to make sure it's not already in here with us
Yes.
invisibly.
You
Good
look
thought.
down at the demon gall, and it's just faintly towards Iron.
Irony. Okay.
As you are closing the door to the kitchen, though, you do see Liver Shrub in there.
Oh, they're coming in with us, of course.
Okay. All right. You gonna go grab them?
Liver shrub. Gonna try to
You're at
gently
one hit point.
Hey, buddy. So gonna get its attention. A piece of fluff or something. On it, if there's like any string, and I'm gonna just try to like get it attacking the thing and like lead it into this
All
other
right.
room.
Go ahead and make an animal handling check to
Oh,
get the
boy.
cat to follow you into the room.
High stakes. 8. 4 plus 4.
And then they dart out of the room
Okay,
and head down the hall.
I've done my due diligence. Never liked that one anyway.
Okay. And you set up this barricade and settle down for the night. So, are you all going to rely on Coriander to do the watches?
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Between that and the barricade.
I will probably stay up a little bit.
Okay.
Not that I don't trust Coriander, just I want to think through some things.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have Coriander do a perception check.
I'll give them advantage.
Okay. Very good. So,
Wait, how?
just through
But
help.
also keeping an eye out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can give somebody advantage by also doing the same thing. So, as Lovelace, I'm assuming, do you just pass out
Yeah, I pass out. I'm
Yeah.
out.
in the corner?
Far
Irony,
away from all the chairs. I've made a chair-free zone.
Irony slumps down in a corner, and they do pull out a small journal, and they're just with a bit of charcoal, and they start writing in their journal. You do see Quidam at one point, though. They finish writing, they tuck it away, and then they reach into their satchel, and they kind of look down at something, and then close the satchel back up. close their eyes.
I have started smoking my pipe at this point, and kind of try and catch their eye before they actually close their eyes.
Okay.
Um, hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm alright. Just hope we can get out of here.
Me too. This was a lot more than any of us were expecting for today, I think.
Yeah. Alright. I guess,
Would you-
Oh, yes?
Oh, just, I suppose, idle curiosity. You got anything useful in your pack there?
Oh. No, I don't.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah.
D20. Here we go. Oh dear. That's a 10.
Okay, well, hold on, I gotta...
Roll your persuasion or deception check.
Uh-huh. That's right.
We don't get to know which one.
Got a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seems pretty pretty forthright with you
Alright.
that he doesn't have anything. He just seems really kind of scared after the events of today.
You know, that is a reasonable reaction. Alright. Well, let him go.
Okay.
All right, keep your secrets.
He drifts off to sleep while Coriander is perched up there on the windowsill just watching the door as Quidam, you are left with the faint sounds of your companions sleeping the night away until I'm assuming you eventually fall asleep as well.
I do.
Okay. Okay. The night goes by. You have dreams throughout the night. Quidam, I think you find yourself standing in the streets of the outer city. Well, streets in the mud. Finding yourself there on that first day that you saw the green figure of light. There above the unconscious figure, surrounded by worried Baldurians, flaming fist rushing down from the lower city out of the gates. And something comes over you and you just know that you can help this person. And, yeah. You relive that experience. Yeah, do you want to do something in your dream?
Well, I'll reach out and grab their foot like I did.
Yeah. And as
Watching this time.
What are you watching?
For the figure.
Make a religion check for me.
What is happening?
14.
This time, unlike last time when you grabbed their foot and you really only saw that figure for but a moment, and then it dissipated, and you felt compelled to reach out and grab this person as suddenly you watched as the gushing knife wound in their belly just sealed shut, and you were able to stop this incident from happening. This time you look up and see this figure there, this swirling mass of green light, vaguely humanoid, and you watch as this kind of formless arm reaches out and guides your hand down on to the foot. And you watch as that green sparkling energy just courses through the body as the wound seals. And you feel warmth and calm come over you. Lovelace, in your sleep, you, and I'm assuming you've been having these dreams for a while now, you've been having these just roller coasters of images and experiences that just are not your own. You see a powerful woman, no hair, red robes, fire swirling around her. You see a rather tall, gentle-looking creature, almost cow-like, wielding an axe at their side, standing in some far-off land, thick masses of foliage around them, the air humid, the sound of insects and animals surrounding them. All of these experiences flooding through your consciousness as you sleep. Until eventually both of you...
Can I like direct it or anything? Like,
yeah, what would you like to do?
I think I'm afraid here. I think in the past, when I've had these kinds of images and stuff, I've tried to make sense of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to connect the dots. It's like, oh, I saw this one place in this dream, but maybe I saw like a floating city in another dream, and is it the same city?
Mm-hmm.
This time, I don't do sense making. This time, I think Lovelace kind of like turns her attention towards... It's almost like she's praying.
Mm-hmm.
She says, like, I'm scared. I feel alone. I am being hunted by enemies and forces that I do not understand. How do I protect the ones that I'm with and myself? Is there anything here? Guide me. Please.
Make a persuasion check.
Got all of that plus 0.
Yeah.
11.
11. The images just become more frequent as they start flashing through, and it just becomes a bit chaotic, and you feel a bit more lost. And there's no sense or reason to this. And
I'm angry at this. It's like, what are you? If you're not helpful, I don't understand what's going on. That doesn't help me.
Okay. So you start shouting this in your dream?
Yeah.
Okay. As we can see Lovelace standing there as this imagery is just swirling around her as she's shouting out at all these disparate images swirling around her. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
I think also it's like the person that she is when she shouts isn't who she is in this body. It's like that cow-like person, maybe.
Yeah,
so
I think the voice, you hear Lovelace's voice, but then it starts to almost blend with other voices.
And maybe they're like coming so fast, it's like halfway through the sentence, it changes again. And then like 2 more words. Anyway, I got a 9.
Okay, so those voices, eventually you lose your own voice and all you hear is just a strange blend, almost discordant sound of multiple voices saying what you want to say, but it is not your own voice.
Oh, but it's like flashes of just like totally different situations. It's like when people like splice together like shows to like say a certain like phrase or something. It's like that, where it's just like each word is like out of context.
Totally, yeah. Like and with each word you see a different scene just flash. Yeah. And your frustration boils up and your rage consumes you and you awake. front of you. As Quidam,
I would kick a chair if it was near, but there's no chairs. It's chair-free zone.
I did see earlier that Tiny Valkyrie said that when horses do wake, it's often very violent and not graceful. So. But yeah. So.
Oh, is Gutweed around?
Well, yeah, so as you jolt awake, once again, Gutweed kind of leaps off and down onto the ground.
Sorry.
And Coriander looks towards you.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. Bad dreams.
Please, just don't kick any more chairs if you can.
Of course. I apologize.
No.
I don't know if I apologize.
It's quite all right. I mean, it's understandable after what happened. But now that the danger is seemingly gone.
Hey there, and I'm gonna go over and try to play with Gutweed some, I think.
Okay. Yeah, Gutweed comes up to you and...
Gutweed, you're too good to me. I'm sorry for scaring you.
And you both get a long rest. So, go ahead. Go back to full hit points and spell slots back.
Thank goodness!
I will do the same for Irony.
And probably the same for that demon thing.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. Do we have more homework?
Yeah. Okay. Updating my stuff. Hey, it's been, well, yeah, it's been a day.
Uh-oh.
Is it the 30th today?
It is the 30th today. I mean, as far as you know, it's the 30th. Yeah. Yeah, I have a little calendar here that I like to do with my games. I keep track of the days and what month it is. So, marked off a day. Yeah, you wake up once more to silence in this room. And what would you all like to do now that you have recovered fully?
I think kind of bleary-eyed, Lovelace is gonna go out on the, what's the word for it? Veranda?
The Arboretum.
The
Oh,
Arboretum.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so like unbarricade the door.
Yeah, so pop it open it up into the hallway. The hallway looks empty.
Go into the Arboretum, I think, and announce it's like, okay, don't know if you're here. You're very clever. I'd appreciate it if I could just spend this morning hanging out here in this very beautiful place. We've had a long day, and there's invaders and bad people in here. There's some kind of demon. I'd like to get ready for that in here.
Yeah.
And help protect this home, please.
Make a persuasion check for me.
No. Persuasion is a 15.
Okay. As you're waiting there in the silence, seeing the miasma swirling out before you, you feel something light onto your shoulder and hear as orange sparkles just and you see one of the fairy dragons resting on your shoulder.
Hey.
We'll leave you alone today. Another one appears to your right. Yeah, no, we saw what happened in there. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, thanks.
Enjoy our garden. And just to make it better, puff of pollen kind of out of their mouth. Make a wisdom save for me.
No!
Okay. Roll a d8.
I just wanted a nice morning.
I know.
D8 is 4.
4. Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
I knew it was coming. That's a 3.
Oh, it wasn't a d8. It was a. Sorry. Whatever. It's
So
fine.
D6 is
It-
3.
Yeah. Okay.
D8
You just start walking.
Oh my god.
Feeling great though, and just start walking in a random direction.
Feeling great, but not happy about it.
Well, you probably aren't happy about it when suddenly you become conscious of your actions as you bump into the railing, and that feeling of euphoria kind of washes over you, and both of them are just it's fine, we're not gonna do anything else, just wanted a little pick me up for the morning. That's all we wanted to do for you.
Deep breaths.
And look, now you're close to the railing and you can look at the beautiful well, there's no sunrise here, but you know, whatever that is, that weird stuff. So
And I think Lovelace will like breathe in and then like kind of go through like her morning exercise like routine with like weapons and swinging and stuff.
okay. Quidam, would you like to do anything
Yeah.
this morning before you head out?
Well, I'll make breakfast while Lovelace does her thing.
Okay.
If Coriander will let me.
Well, so do you ask Coriander or do you just start heading into the kitchen?
I will ask.
Okay.
They seem not territorial's not the right word, but particular.
They look at you.
We would like to make breakfast. Well, it's not a very, you know what? I could use the help. Why don't you join me in the kitchen? It would be nice to have the company.
Certainly, I would enjoy that.
Wonderful. What would you like for breakfast?
Well,
Not soup.
I was thinking
We have a lot of soup.
tea. Do you have
Yes,
tea?
we could do tea. Yes, yeah, of course.
That's like soup
All right.
in some ways.
Here, get that kettle on, and I'll go get the leaves.
And he flies in the
Alright,
pantry, starts pulling out tea leaves, pulls out a large pot, puts that down, gets the stove going, brings out some oats, starts pouring that in, comes flying out with what looks to be a bunch of dried fruit, and hands that to you.
If you wouldn't mind dicing this up for me, we can put
Absolutely.
it in there. And here's some cinnamon, and here's a bit of some brown sugar as well.
My goodness.
Not too much cinnamon. Just, it took me a while to figure that one out. It has such a fragrance to it. I used to put so much, and then I was told that, well, it maybe is a bit overpowering. So, be careful
Alright.
with that.
I'll use it sparingly, and I will be sous chef.
Okay, so you get to cook breakfast with Coriander as Lovelace is out on the balcony, the two little fairy dragons watching intently as you're training, every once in a while pointing out things. I think you should raise your arm a little bit there. Yeah, your form's okay. You could do a little better, maybe widen your stance. Widen your stance. You need a solid foundation. Well, I mean, they got 4 legs. Come on.
If they turn away for a moment, like to like chatter at each other, I think I'd like to like do a thrust in their direction.
Okay. That's good. That's it. As in the kitchen, we can see through the windows Quidam and Coriander cooking. Irony will stay in the dining room, and it will go over into the corner, and they're doing something over there as Quidam is cooking and Lovelace is training. So, after probably half an hour or so, you were able to get breakfast served, finish up your training, and have your breakfast. Do any of you want to do anything in this time, or shall we just go to the end of breakfast as you are finishing up? Coriander is gathering up the dishes and flying them back into the kitchen, and Irony is straightening themselves out after breakfast, rubs their hands together. All right, as lovely as this all has been, really, really wonderful, Coriander and Quidam. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
Shall we try to find the rest of these books
Let's.
while
Let's.
keeping our eyes
Yep,
open?
I'm done here.
Okay, good.
Thank you again, Coriander.
Oh, yes. Please, come back whenever you need anything. And I'm actually going to close the doors this time, knowing what I know now.
Absolutely. Holler if you need us.
And by the way, that thing that was in there, that's not supposed to be in there. I have no idea how it got up here. Yes,
Up here. Was it downstairs?
I believe it was. Yes.
All right.
I don't understand. I didn't. As I said, Kuman and I heard something in there the other evening, and we poked our noses in, didn't see anything. Everything looked fine. And we went back to our business, but I don't know how it got up there. So with that in mind, you said there's an invisible demon, but there may be other things around, so I don't... this place apparently is a mess right now, so I don't know what happened.
All right. Thank you for the warning.
Of course, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
We'll continue onward.
yeah. Where
Out.
would you like to go?
I think out this front door.
Okay.
What do you think? Up the stairs? Or down the hallway?
Let's finish this floor.
Sounds good to me.
So we proceed.
You're out.
Okay. You start walking down the wooden halls, and you can see on this end of the mansion that there are 2 more doors leading off to the right and 1 at the end of the hall. Yeah. Lovelace is currently standing in front of one of the doors leading off into some room. What would you like to do?
Let's cautiously open this.
Okay. You cautiously push on the door, and it creaks open, revealing the inside of this room.
That's all that is. What is going on here?
Yeah, there's something in there.
What am I seeing, Nathan?
I'm about to tell you what you are seeing.
I can't see
The
anything.
token definitely... Oh, yeah, you can't. You're seeing...
Well, it's because
Yeah, it's like that. Yep. I just showed chat the view that you have, and this is what... let me see. Lovelace is seeing that.
I see scorch marks and a household object.
Yes. So as you open the door slowly and peer inside, you can see that there is a battered wooden mannequin in one corner, a weapon rack holding staves, daggers, and then a large window. And on the outside of the window, there is the miasma of blue and purple light coming through. And in the middle of the room, hovering a bit above the ground and just gently sweeping the floor below it, is a broom that is just animated and moving throughout the room, sweeping the area. You do see in one corner there are scorch marks on the ground as well, as the broom is just kind of brushing whatever little bits of dust remain. This room actually looks quite pristine, despite the scorch marks. Like, those are not coming out anytime soon. But this thing just seems to be going about sweeping the area.
I'll move aside so Quidam can look in.
You look in, Quidam, and see the same thing.
Huh.
Oh, no books in here.
Do I see any books?
Make a perception.
Poking my head in? No, I do not.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, yes, you definitely don't see any books. You just see what I described.
Sorry to bother you, I say to the space next to the broom. All right. Look over at Lovelace. Do we continue
No books in
onward?
here. Close the door.
The door shuts.
All right.
Us one room down. 2 more to go.
I guess we continue down the hallway.
Okay, go for it. Keep going down the hall. Oh my god. That was amazing. All right. Would you like to carefully open this as well?
I would.
Okay. You carefully open this door, revealing. Let me check something. Okay. The door slowly creaks open and reveals on the other side a room filled with books.
God damn it! This is almost worse.
I see a couple of books on that desk over there.
Yes, and so within here, you can see that there are tall shelves just filled with books that line the walls. There are 2 shelves in the center of the room, also filled with books. And there are, in fact, stacks of books just stacked up on desks around the room. And these, and little, like, chairs at these little reading tables.
Well,
All right.
this is less intimidating than the entirety of Candlekeep.
Good start. We can do this. We can do this. Okay.
We're
Now
looking
for
for...
mimics.
Right. We're looking for a black-bound leather book. Relatively thin, did you say?
It's...
With Morgan Condon on the front cover.
Yeah, like maybe 1.5 inch thick, maybe 2. Yeah.
Oh,
Lovelace
so
is going to cautiously
book.
step into the room. Motion detector doll thing out.
Yep. You step in with the galling agent held out before you, and it's just faintly pulsing in the direction of irony.
Great. All right. Looks like we got our work cut out for us.
yeah. Irony, you work in a library. How does one look for a specific book?
Oh, bother. Well, they should have some type of, system for organizing this. And as he's saying this, and Quidam, you are starting to walk into the room, and you get to this square. You suddenly hear behind you as are you looking at the shelves as you walk past?
Oh. Yes.
Okay, so as you're looking at this shelf to your left, walking past, you hear this sudden, like, of, like, creaking wood, and the shelf starts coming towards you.
Get out of the way.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Alright, that ain't bad. 14.
14. Unfortunately, you try to duck out of the way as this shelf just and falls on top of you, knocking you prone and pinning you to the ground. Books spill out everywhere, and behind it you just see Lovelace and Quidam as you're now lying there with this thing pinning your chest. This swirling mass of books flying up into the air, their little covers flapping as they go, creating this like tornado-like form of books swirling in the air. Roll for initiative. And I'm sorry, but you are prone and restrained. I will
I
use
rolled another one.
Oh boy!
Appropriately, I think.
I rolled higher than a 1.
Why does everything in this
I'm
library?
very proud of
want to
myself.
kill us?
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good.
Total of 4.
Okay, and so sorry, what was your total, Quidam? Just 1?
1.
Okay, and 4 for Lovelace. This is all very good, guys. This is really good. Let's see if Irony can get in here with a
Yes!
2. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, as the bookshelf pins you to the ground, these books swirling up around you. Yeah, Lovelace?
I think the thing here is that like I was prepared to fight this bookcase. I'm like, the bookcase is coming for us. I'm gonna mess up more furniture. And so like it actually takes a second to like realize that all the books that flew everywhere, like some of them are still up in the air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as you're trying to you're probably, I bet you're looking down at the bookcase, right? Like getting ready to stab it and realize that suddenly
like just like you hear this like flapping noise.
And you look up wide-eyed, realizing that you did not acquire the right target as these books swoop down towards the pinned Quidam. They can occupy your space because they are a swarm. So they swirl around you, and they're going to use their... This is for Lieutenant Crashdown and Operation. This is in the stat block. They're going to use their book club attack.
No!
So, sorry, I gotta move you for a second so I can access
that's all right.
So they use their book club to attack Quidam with advantage because you are restrained. For a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
I'm gonna take damage for the first time
You
this
are.
entire campaign.
You're so... Everybody's like, yes! I rolled minimum damage. Okay, you only suffer 3 points of bludgeoning damage as these books start and battering you in the face. Just and Quidam, you just see, or Lovelace, you just see Quidam being consumed by these books swirling around them. It is your turn, Lovelace.
I think first and foremost, I've learned my lesson from like just trying to attack the thing. Quidam, no! And just like trying to like grab Quidam and like pull them out. Is there any way I can like get Quidam?
Yeah. Make an athletics check to try to pull Quidam out.
Okay. 13? I'm not rolling great today.
Oh, this is weird. Hold on. I'm reading... Oh, strange. Okay, that's really weird. So, you get down and start to lift the bookcase up, but it is just not quite the right angle, but you can feel it starting to... It feels like if, Quidam or someone else were to get in there and try to push, it would probably get up enough for Quidam to squirm out. But it wasn't quite enough to get Quidam out.
That's helping!
Irony... Irony goes, okay, and he gets down and he's gonna try to lift it as well. So he will make it at advantage. Oh, buddy. He got a 0, guys. He got a 0.
An advantage?
Well, no, he got an 11, but one of his rolls was a 1 minus 1. So he's like, he can't lift it at all. Quidam, it is your turn.
I would like to grab at the books that are flying around my face and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
I believe this.
How does this work on books?
What? How are books wounded? Like their spines get crinked?
And we'll
like
find out.
Like all their like pages get a little corner like notch just like folded down in.
Every single page gets rabbit-eared. It's just like,
That's a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits. If you're restrained, do you attack at disadvantage?
Oh, that's possible.
Yes, attack it. So roll that attack at disadvantage. I'm really sorry.
That's all right. That still probably will hit. 19.
Yeah, that's definitely hits as you reach up and grab on to some of these books.
And then... Oh my goodness. That's a lot of damage. That's 22 points of damage. Necrotic damage. I rolled almost max.
Are you serious? You rolled 22 points?
Yep, I rolled a 9, a 7, and a 6, and that's 22, yeah?
Okay, Quidam, how do you destroy the books with inflict wounds? They literally had 22 hit points.
Oh my god.
How do you want to
What
do
does this look like?
I'm wondering that
I do have an
myself.
idea. If you want, I could describe what I'm imagining, but I wanted to at least leave it to you.
I think these books are not pristine, are they?
No.
So all of the cracked bindings and all of the dog-eared pages and the coffee rings just suddenly start to expand, and
Yeah.
the books deteriorate rapidly in front of our eyes.
Yeah, as you grab onto two of these books, you suddenly see this wave of almost purple energy just burst outwards from your hands, and all the books suddenly kind of almost freeze frame in the air. And then you just watch as they and crumble into dust and bits of paper, and you watch as one falls on the ground next to you, Quidam, and watch as a dark stain on it just extends outwards from it, and it just and almost turns to mulch on the floor next to you. And you're laying there now with this bookcase pinning you as bits of paper and dust are just raining down around you.
Right.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
Are they?
sorry?
What?
Why are you sorry?
What did you do? What was that?
Well, I panicked.
I can see that. I did too.
Normally, I don't make mulch, but can you help me get this off me?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, without being in combat, you're able to and lift it up. As Quidam, you're able to squirm out from under it. So, you find yourselves in this room now with bits of paper and dust just kind of billowing around the space.
I am feeling guilty about that. I really hope that none of those books were ones we needed.
Well, as you say that, and Lovelace, you're looking around the room, you see behind you on the shelf right at the corner where Quidam was headed, there is a book there.
Oh, there it is.
With an R on its spine.
Walk over, pluck it out,
Pulls out of the shelf.
hand it to Quidam. Found it.
Thank you. So we have rib now.
Huh.
R-I-B. Or beer.
How many books are there supposed to be again?
I believe 7.
Okay.
Cribbage. Ridge line.
Well, that seemed to go just about as well as it could have.
Bridges.
Riddle. No, B, not D.
I think
Ribald.
continue to try different 7-letter words that contain B, I, and R. We make our way outside again.
Yeah, so you have the door you came through, and then there's a door leading out of this room.
I would like to do a quick investigation check to see if there's anything else in this room. There could be 2 books in this room.
Okay.
I know it's unlikely.
Yeah. Go ahead, make your investigation check.
There's no more books in this room. I think we're good to go.
What'd you get?
All right.
7.
Yeah. 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 I mean, the only thing that you'd both notice with your passive perception is that some of the bookshelves, there are books that are strewn out on the floor with slash marks in them and bits of paper like strewn about. But yeah, nothing else really catches your eye.
Perhaps we're not the first ones to have encountered that thing.
Perhaps not. If the demon died, would it become visible?
I am the wrong person to ask about that, my friend.
That's fair.
Yes. Yes, it would. If it works like it should, then yes.
All right.
Although I think that yes, demons typically when they die they don't truly die, right?
They don't.
Oh no.
That's worrisome.
Oh, it should be fine. We basically, by killing it, we send it back to its home plane. Its home plane of existence.
That doesn't sound too bad for it.
Yeah. But it's quite difficult for fiends to come into our world. So we should be fine. Just, maybe don't go traveling into the abyss. I mean, don't do that, though. Just don't do that.
I had no plans, and
Keep
we'll
that in
continue
mind.
to have no plans.
Good. All right.
Cool.
Where would you like to head to next?
One more last door, feeling lucky.
Okay. As you open this door, it reveals a stone balcony that looks out into the purple swirling mists before you.
Cautiously step out.
Stepping out onto the balcony, you see there is a door off to your right that probably leads back into the library that you were in. Other than that, you don't see anything around you.
Nothing out here.
You do see, obviously looking up, there is the second story.
Oh, can we climb up there? I can't climb up there. That's like the specific center thing.
Looking up, though, you see that the building seems to narrow on that upper floor, at least above this room, and there are no windows on this part of the building. So it's just stonework and then a roof above you.
Oh,
But it looks like the building is, at least from this angle, looks like there are only one more story up, and that's it.
All right. Staircase inside?
or we could revisit that haunted broom.
We could.
Let's do staircase inside
All right.
first.
Okay.
No point in entangling ourselves.
Okay. Who's going first?
Me.
Okay.
So just like carefully up the stairs.
Okay. Do you want to try to be stealthy?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's roll some stealth checks.
Yeah, I'd like you all to make stealth checks. Okay, I'm gonna move you over to the other map.
I have no armor.
I will, if you communicate that we're trying
Yeah.
to be stealthy, I will like grab my own forearms to try and silence all of my bracelets.
Right, you make stealth checks at disadvantage,
I
correct?
do.
Yeah.
I got an 18.
Nice. Irony got a 17. I almost called him Inquiry.
I got a
and
9.
You got it. Okay.
Clank, clank, clank.
Well, you are technically doing a group check here, and there are 3 of you, and half of you maybe succeeded.
Is that how stealth checks work, or is it like
For group stealth,
lowest?
yeah.
Oh.
For group stealth checks, if there were like 5 of you, you would need 3 of you to succeed. Yeah, that's some people run it that way. That's how I run it. So
Have those.
yeah, exactly, and that's how it works. Like as Quidam is trying to go up, yeah, maybe that's what happens. Is Quidam, you're walking up, not holding on to your jewelry, and Lovelace turns around and you grab onto your jewelry and try to keep it from jingling as you walk up these stairs very quietly with irony behind you.
Is that a suit of armor?
So at the top of the stairs, you do see a suit of armor holding a long sword point down, and it sits upon a wooden stand in front of a large window, and behind it you can see the purple sky. This armor looks to be very... I mean, you don't really wear armor, Lovelace, but it looks really intricate, and like there's lots of filigree on it and all kinds of, bits and bobs. Like it doesn't look like it would be designed for war. The sword though looks genuine from your first glance going up the stairs. Above the armor, you can see there is a wooden trap door in the ceiling. And then to your right, there is a doorway at the top of the stairs, and as you crest over the top, you can see another door off to your left.
I don't like that suit. I'm just gonna gingerly walk up to it.
Okay.
Does it have like a visor, like a full helmet or something?
It does have a full helmet.
I would like to lift up the visor and just take a quick look inside.
Okay. You reach forward and place a hand on it, and it's just a hollow pseudo. I mean, I guess there would be a mannequin within, to support it, but nothing happens.
Nothing on the gall.
Good question. Let's see, this would actually be over here.
Besides irony.
That. Okay. On the gall, it's just faintly
That's almost
towards
worse.
irony.
Okay, I think we're good here. This door first, the one like right next to us.
Okay.
Just like kind of point at it. Just
Okay.
creak it open.
Creaking it open. And within you see another hallway with an oil lamp and 2 more doors.
Your choice.
Yeah, let's check it out.
As you are walking down the hall, the galling agent starts to and become a bit more agitated.
Which direction?
Make a perception check for me as
Okay.
you're trying to decipher what's
Yeah,
happening
that's
with
fair.
irony behind you.
Yeah. That's another 8. I can't tell.
You can't tell. It's just becoming more agitated.
Cool. Just like holds it up.
I will ready myself, get my shield up.
Okay.
Let's creak this first room open.
All right.
Okay. I would like you to make another stealth check for me. Just Lovelace, who is opening the door. As I'm assuming you're trying to open this door quietly.
Exactly the same as last time, 18.
Okay. So you very quietly place a hand on it, turn the knob. You start to hear it creaking a little, unable to gently get it into place, and then push the door open, peering inside. And inside this room, you see... sorry, Here we go. This appears to be some sort of parlor. There is scarlet armchairs and reading tables piled high with books. And there is a fire in the fireplace at the back. But some of the books have been onto the ground and scratched, paper strewn about the room. And mounted above the fireplace are 2 swords crossed over the top and various heads of animals, like trophies, mounted around the room. You can see a stag, a wolf. There is... I don't actually know what this creature is, so give me a second as I look it up. But there are various animals mounted on the walls. So you see the stag, the wolf, some sort of what looks like... How would I describe this? It has antlers, a snout, and kind of almost large deer-like ears. But where the snout comes to a point where there would be normally teeth of a prey animal, there are these sharp predatory teeth coming out of it, and all around the neck where there would be, you would expect fur as the face is covered in fur, is just feathers, like a mane of feathers. So that's mounted on the wall. There is also something that looks very canine in its shape. But this thing, there's something off about it. Well, first off, there are 2 heads. There's this 2-headed dog-like figure sprouting out from the wall. The fur, a deep, deep black coloration, and little flecks of red fur going throughout it. And the eyes have been, either preserved or they're marbles or something, but the coloration of the eyes is almost a fiery orange red.
Do I recognize either of these strange creatures?
You can make a religion check for me. And there's one more head, which looks to be very draconic in nature, small, covered in black scales with almost an iridescent sheen.
Oh, it's an 11 on the religion check.
You're not sure. I mean, it looks kind of fiendish, but yeah. And then the other creatures, you not even sure. So.
All right.
Yeah. So that's what's in this room.
Some books. No demon.
Well, that we can see. I would like to step into the room.
Okay.
Nope, that is through the wall. There we go.
Quidam phases through the wall. Oops. Yes.
Other direction.
Stepping into the room. Nothing happens.
All right. I would like to start carefully looking at the books.
Okay.
While keeping an ear out, specifically.
Okay. Make a perception check as you're searching the room.
Oh, that's good. Perception.
We're getting close to time here, so we'll see what happens next, and then we'll probably end there.
23.
23. Wow. Looking around the space, first off, you do see there is a book splayed out on the floor, with its cover completely gashed where it can be. The kind of metal engraving of Mordenkainen is just kind of varnished a bit and scratched, or not varnished, but scratched, tarnished. And on the spine of it, you do see the letter Y.
Ribby.
I will take that.
Okay. you bend over, having to head over towards where the book is in the corner of the room. Say over here.
Mm-hmm.
And you bend over to reach down and you place a hand on it and pull it up to look at it. And you hear this metallic
Oh.
And as you look up, you see the two swords pulling out from the mantle, and they hover up in the air and go into a guarded position.
This really isn't even fair, I say to the swords.
And
we will ask to find these books.
And we will end tonight's session there as these two swords are hovering before Quidam. So, with that, we'll end tonight's session.
Mm-hmm.
I say we just take the book and run.
I'm sure.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And we will end tonight here. I went to the wrong screen there. I went to our opening scene, which would have completely muted us. So yeah. But anyways, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We will resume once more next week at our usual time, 7:30.
God, room by room, we just cleared this place.
Yeah. And yeah, if you would like to, I may as well just throw this out here this time right away. We do have our social accounts up and running, our Twitter and our Instagram, if you want to get updates on when we go live and all that. But otherwise, thank you for watching us, and we'll see you all next week. Good night.
Have a good night. Bye.